Plinian eruptions are from magmas that have so much gas content that they go in an explosive manner, building a very high column, 20, even 40 kilometers high. And the first stage is throwing pieces of lava, vitreous lava is pumice, that can distribute around the volcano 10 of kilometers. And it's completely, how you say, loose materials. Because it's an earthfall. It's like the lapilli, but instead of basaltic, when it's felsic rock, like this one. And when the eruption starts losing importance, losing energy,
momentum,
exactly, collapses. And this collapse is what made the IGNIMBRITE, because this is a very hot 500-600 degrees of temperature, and deposits on the ground, and then finally, how you say, it collapses, get thinner, and make all this filament that we have seen previously.
So, and the initial phase, the Plinian phase, named after Pliny, of course, is when the eruption column is super high, and it throws the pumice around.
Exactly.
Pumice is, of course, very gas-rich magma that was frost up.
What we call the airfall pumice. And the second stage, when lose energy, is the IGNIMBRITE. That
Right.
can be welded or not, depending
So
on...
here we see a more dense material above the pumice layer, and this is more of the IGNIMBRITE type, while this is an airfall pumice deposit down here. So beautiful transition here. And this is above the Arico IGNIMBRITE, which is the rock that is quarried here. And here we see the transition from the Arico, which is the blocky material in the lower part. And then we have another kind of layer, and a red soil-rich layer there, and then it grades up into this massive pumice deposit, implying that there was a ginormous eruption. There at the front end, there's a valley, a channel cut into it, so this was eroded away by some later process and was filled in, so this is not indicative of how the eruption continued. It's more that here we see a very continuous, very thick pumice layer, so there must have been pumice rain for, well, really days to build this up, and this must have been a sustained Plinian eruption column. So, and here we are back in more pumice materials after a more dense layer here, and there's also a lot of lithics, of course, in there. So there was a lot of material that was blown out of the vent together with the pumice. So wonderful rocks here, really impressive, and I'm gonna turn around, look at the quarry down there, and say thank you for your attention.